This one is called the Berkeley Square Horror. Today, number 50 Berkeley Square in London is an ordinary bookstore. There is nothing unusual or terrifying about it now. A century ago, it was one of the most feared places in England. Strangely, no one knows when or how the tales of the Berkeley Square Horror began. No one even knows what the thing was supposed to be. All people knew was that no one could spend a night alone in an upstairs room in the house and remain alive and sane. By morning, people who had been in the room had either died of fright or gone mad from sheer terror. Even the living were not able to speak of what they had seen. Sir Robert Warboys didn't believe the stories. This bold fellow boasted that he would spend a night in the upstairs room. Sir Robert took his pistol with him. A group of his friends stood guard on the first floor. He said if anything went wrong, if he felt he was in danger, he would pull a cord that would ring a bell on the first floor. His friends, who were all armed, would then come to his rescue. Sir Robert had been in the room for about 45 minutes when the bell on the first floor began to jangle wildly. His friends rushed upstairs. Before they got to the room, they heard a shot. The door was locked and had to be broken down. Inside the room, Sir Robert was slumped over the bed, dead. His face was frozen in terror. He had died from fright. A bullet hole was found in the wall. There was no sign of what he had been shooting at. No one else in the house saw or heard anything. One morning, the maid of a family that rented number 50 Berkeley Square was found in the upstairs bedroom. She had gone completely mad. All she could say was, "Don't let it touch me!" She died in the hospital a few weeks later. Because of stories like that, the house was hard to rent. It was usually empty. In 1887, a couple of sailors, Edward Blunden and Robert Martin, were roaming the streets of London. They had lost all their money and had no place to sleep. They wandered into Berkeley Square and saw the empty house at number 50. It was starting to rain, so they broke into the house to spend the night. They didn't know anything about the place. The sailors explored the house. They thought the bedroom on the second floor was the best room in which to spend the night. Martin fell asleep at once. Blunden was uneasy and couldn't sleep. He didn't know why. Then he heard footsteps and scratching noises outside the door. These noises frightened him, and he woke Martin. The men saw something dark, large, and shapeless enter the room. It made soft, hissing noises. Blunden grabbed a chair to use as a weapon against the nameless terror. Martin darted through the open door and down the stairs. Outside, he found a policeman and told him what had happened. The policeman knew number 50 Berkeley Square all too well. He knew there was no time to lose. The two rushed back into the house. They were too late. At the bottom of the stairs, they found Blunden's body. He had fallen and broken his neck. His face wore a look of utter terror. He had been running away from something. But what?